Start diagonal canonical form, that is a DCM. It is a sort of parallel decomposition with no repeated poles. Okay. Before moving to the general case, we would like to start with a simple example. That is, you are given a transfer function us ys upon us is equal to 1 upon s plus 2 multiplied by s plus 3 multiplied by s plus 4, and I want to decompose this in parallel form. Okay. So first thing you have to perform is you have to perform the partial fraction of your given transfer function. Okay. So if you solve this, you will get the coefficient like 1 by 2 plus minus of 1 plus 1 by as a coefficient. Okay. So if you remember a little bit of your block diagram rules, you know that in block diagram form the parallel combination was shown like this. If you are having a transfer function g1, another transfer function g2, so if they are in parallel form, you have represented it like this, correct? Hence there may be plus or minus depending upon the case. And this is your ys and this is your us. So our aim is to work on each constituent of the partial fraction. So let us start first with 1 by 2 upon s plus 2, correct? Forget the numerator 1 by 2, it is just a multiplying factor. So I am going to start with, say, I am going to consider, suppose you are having ys upon us, that is equal to 1 upon s plus 2, and now you want to realize this particular the transfer function. So what you will do, since there is a presence of 1 in 1s, or you can say the order of this particular polynomial is just 1, s to the power 1, so you need only one integrator in your realization. Okay. So let us start with a simple block. Say one integration in frequency domain will become 1 upon s, correct? Okay. This is your output in ys. This is your input in what it will be here. If the ys is the output of the integrator, what will be the input? Again, I am in frequency domain right now. Don't forget, s into ys, correct? Don't mix the two things together. And I am going to say this is your input us, correct? This is your input us, ys is output, and I am going to say okay, this is with positive sign. In the synthesis problem, what we will do, we conjugate the negative sign with the gain one for the easier handling. Alternatively, you can also write that it should be 2 here and my negative sign here, but it is a general practice that to consume the negative sign inside the block. Okay, because in the complex cases it will be difficult to handle with positive, negative, and all the polarity. So it is better to consume this negative sign. So now try to verify this. Okay, I have written that this particular transfer function s plus 2 can be synthesized in frequency domain with this type. So whether it is correct or wrong, I am going to verify. Okay. So your s into ys will be equal to what? us, okay, minus 2 into ys, correct? So what I am going to do, I am going to take this term, means ys common from both sides. So ys multiplied by s plus 2 will be equal to us, or equivalently you can say ys will be equal to ys upon us, that is your transfer function of the system, will become 1 upon s plus 2, correct? 1 upon s plus 2. So what you can do, if you get such type of transfer function means s plus 2 or s plus a multiplied by something. So just you have to add an integrator, and this, or you can write like 1 upon s minus of 2. So you are going to develop a convention that you will take minus here, and whatever after taking the minus common, whatever you will get in argument, you are going to take inside the block. So minus 2, correct? So it is right. Now, so we wanted it into time domain. Okay. So equivalent time domain notation, what it will be? In equivalent time domain notation, you will take one integrator. Means 1 by s is the Laplace transform of integrator. So one integrator, your output will become what? Yt, and here at the input end y dot t means first order differential of output y, and rest of the things will remain same. Here ut, here it is positive sign, and here is negative sign minus 2. Okay, correct? ठीक है? Equivalently correct? This is in frequency domain and this is in your time domain representation. Okay. Now we want 1 by 2 multiplication factor of 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 upon s plus 2. So what will do? You will add a and say amplification factor here. 1 by 2 is your what? Now it will be y. Correct? Equivalently. So your aim in this parallel representation, or you can say the diagonal canonical form, you are going to break the transfer function into you are going to represent your transfer function in the terms of partial fraction, and you are going to work on each and every term. Okay, so I have worked on this particular term, and you know that from the block diagram rules, you know that it is a parallel combination, so something is going to be added in parallel. So this element will also be added in parallel, that element will also be added in parallel, and in for parallel combination, input and output will remain same for each case. Okay, what I am going to say, I am going to write your second term. You can also write, this is your integrator. Okay, gain is what? Gain is your minus 1, correct? And this is your, you can say, positive sign and negative sign. Sorry, here positive sign also we are going to consume this 3, means s minus of minus 3. So we will write here minus 3, correct? Okay. This is correct or not? And I am going to say, okay, I am going to give this supply to this also. Correct? Here it is your ut, and I am going to take the output from here. Here I am going to say this is your positive, this I can say your positive, this is your positive, and here it is y of t. Correct? Similarly, you can also add your third element to get the parallel combination or the diagonal canonical form of this particular even third order system. What will they do? Here it is once again 1 by 2. Everywhere I am going to take positive sign. Why? Because if I will get negative, I will consume it inside the block. Here also I am going to consume it minus 4 inside the block. Minus 4. Okay. Positive, 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 yt. Correct? Up to here I think there should be there should not be any problem. Now, our job is to assign a state variable to this given particular decomposition synthesis, and we know that every integration belongs to some state variable. So here there are three integrators. So you can have three state variables. Here you can comment your y dot. Okay. So I am going to take like this is your x1t, x2t and x3t are the three state variables associated with the synthesis of your given transfer function. So accordingly, before integration it will become x1 dot t, x2 dot t and here x3 dot t. Correct? Well, now try to write down x1 dot is equal to what, x2 dot is equal to what, x3 dot is equal to what. Okay? Why? Because our aim is to get x dot t is equal to axt plus bu, and x dot, you know, it is your state vector. So your aim is to get x1 dot will be equal to what? Minus 2 of x1 plus ut. Correct? x2 dot will be equal to what? Minus 3 of x2. Minus 3 of x2 plus ut. And in similar way, you will get x3 dot will be equal to minus 4 or minus 3 बोल रहा है, minus 4 of x3 plus ut is your three equations for which are going to arrange, which we are going to arrange in this particular form. And output equation we are having what? Y is equal to cxt plus dut. Okay, so we need this. So what you will get? Yt. Yt will get half of x1t minus, you can say 1 multiplied by x2t, and I am going to comment this. Okay, plus 1 by 2 x3. Now we are happy because we are having state equation and output equation. So please rearrange this state equation in terms of in matrix form. So what you will get? If you are going to represent this in matrix form, you will get x1 dot, x2 dot, x3 dot multiplied by some 3 cross 3 matrix. Here you will have x1, x2, x3. If I am leaving this particular parenthesis, you can assume that this is already a function of time. And here it is ut. Correct? So x1 dot is a function of x1 only, not the function of x2 and x3. So we are going to assign it 0, 0. And this is multiplied by minus, which means minus 2x1, 0, x2, 0, x3 plus ut, 1. Minus 3x2 plus ut, minus 3x2 only. So x2 minus 3, rest all terms are 0. And here once again 1. x3 is minus 4 x3. Minus 4 means here it is 0, 0. And here it is 1. Correct? So this is your matrix A of this equation. And this is your matrix B. Here. Correct? Now, rearrange this output equation in matrix form. So what you will get? Y will be equal to Cx plus D. So C you are going to get 1 by 2 minus 1. Again 1 by 2. I am going to write it like this. X1, X2 and X3. There is no input term in the output equation. So you are going to say 0 ut. So this particular row vector is your matrix C, is your matrix C, and your matrix D is just a 0. Correct? Yes, sir. So I think you are satisfied with the result. Okay. So now I am going to generalize this particular method. I am going to take the nth order polynomial, and here we have worked with a simple transfer function which is having no zero but only poles, and that poles are not repeated. Okay. Against the case will remain same. We will take this transfer function with no repeated poles. Okay. Here. Okay. We have started our analysis with this particular transfer function. We have taken m is equal to n. Okay. Why we have taken m is equal to 1? Because it represents general. So by taking m is equal to n, you will get the same order in numerator and denominator. Means same highest power in numerator and denominator. And you know from the knowledge of your class 12 partial fraction that if the power of numerator is equal to the power of denominator, then before performing the transfer function, you have to divide and you have to get the proper fraction. Okay. So first you have to divide such that the power of numerator should start from n minus 1. So if you divide the numerator by denominator, you will get d naught outside. And whatever you will have, d naught plus something. And we are going to perform the partial fraction of that particular something. Okay. So you will get somewhat like d naught plus r1 minus s minus lambda 1, because I have said if the lambda 1 will remain negative, we will take this side the block. But we are going to work on the negative sign convention. Negative. Okay. So what will happen to b naught? If suppose in this particular case, if b naught were there, if instead of 1, you are having b naught, so b naught is also directly going to multiply, because b naught is directly combined with the input output. Okay. So what you will get like this. I am talking about b. The rest of the thing you know. Okay, let's do it. B naught is directly associated with the input. Correct? I don't think there should be any problem in understanding. Okay. So once again, if you try to arrange it in our popular form, that is your state equation form and output equation form, you will get the matrix A like this. Now, one special thing you should note about that lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, if you have a closure loop from the transfer function, you can say by directly saying your matrix A that these lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 up to lambda n are the roots of the given transfer function. So if somebody provides you this diagonal form, means somewhat like this, and b is equal to 1, 1, 1. By just seeing these two equations, you can say that this is in diagonal form. And if somebody is going to ask that whether this particular given system is stable or not, so no need to find the transfer function. Just you know the roots. If the roots lies in the left half of the S domain, your system will be stable. Otherwise, unstable. So this is a short trick you can say for the examination like IES or GATE. Okay, in GATE I think state space is not in syllabus, but in IES it is there. Okay, so directly you can say, directly you can comment about the stability of your system. Now, coming to your another canonical form, that is your Jordan canonical form. Okay, Jordan canonical form is itself similar to the previous diagonal canonical form. The difference is that here we can have repeated roots. Okay. So I am going to start with an example, that is here I am having repeated root. Means if you are going to find the roots of this particular given transfer function, you will have s is equal to -2, -2 and -1. So -2, s is equal to -2 is repeated twice because of this one. Okay. This is also a sort of parallel decomposition with one of the roots may be repeated, one or some other roots. So if you will perform that partial fraction, okay. Just don't see, you have to do it at home also. Okay, you have to perform the partial fraction, because I know with the repeated roots, many of you will start. Okay, so you will perform the partial fraction, you will get this s plus 1 term once, and s plus 2 and s plus 2 square. So if you are good enough in mathematics, I am going to assume, then you will get this 1 plus 1 plus 1. Now your aim is to synthesize this first. First you will try to understand this example, and later on we will generalize this case. So what is the order of the system? 3.
Three.
Power 2 from here and 1 from here. So for optimal case, you should use 3 integrator, not more than that. Okay, you know this. Okay, very good. One integrator for this, one integrator for this. This and this may remain in parallel. What to do with this? You have 2 integrator here. Okay, so what you will do? You will use the output of this to fit to that particular. Let us see. What I am saying? I am saying if you are having input ut and your first block, I am going to work on the first block. The integrator is there, okay, and with feedback -1, because -1 we are going to consume it, okay, plus sign everywhere, and 1 is there, so no need to do anything. And here it is 0. For second, what you do? Once again, you will take another integrator and you will consume minus sign with 2, and here also you will get positive sign here, you are going to feed it from here. Okay, correct. So if it were up to this term, first two term, and this term you are not present, तब तो जॉब काफी आसान हो जाता है, हम उसको जोड़ देते कनेक्शन करके, है ना? Okay, but there is a catch here. So you have to generate s plus 2 square term with the help of 3 integrator. So if you are going to take this third term parallel, you will use 2 integrator here also. So the number of integrator will not be optimized. So your state variable are going to be 4 instead of 3. So your state equation will be wrong because it has to be same for everything. Okay. So what I am going to do, I am going to take another integrator here. Okay. I am going to consume this -2 inside the block, and here it is positive sign. Okay. And here it is positive sign. Correct? So you will get 1 plus s by 2 from this particular block and 1 plus s by 2 from this particular block, and after all these are in series combination, and you know in series block if the block diagram remains in series connection, the results are going to be multiplied. So 1 plus s by 2 multiplied by 1 plus s by 2, you will get s plus 2 square. Correct? Okay. But you need to feed this here also. Why? Because first two terms are here. So you need to feed it. There it is positive sign, positive sign. Here also I am going to say this is your positive sign and this is your positive sign. Are you satisfied with this synthesis or not?
Yes, sir.
If you have not understood, please let me know. Correct? So we have synthesized. So first task is over. Now second task is that with the help of this synthesis, we have to derive our required Jordan canonical form. Means you have to represent this synthesis in your state equation and output equation. And for that, what we need? We need to assign some state variables. Okay, let us start. Output of integrator is a state variable. Okay, very good. X1. So input of that integrator will be the differentiation of state variable x1 dash. Here I am going to say x2 dash. Here x3 and x3 dash. Correct? Please try to write your equation. Means I want x dot is equal to axt plus b. So please write the differential equation. X1 dot. No, accordingly, if someone is having doubt with why you have taken x1 and this x2, I am going to start with x1, x2 and x3. Accordingly you can take, no problem. The form of your you can say the system matrix A will remain the same, but row and column are going to be interchanged. Okay. So I have taken x1, x2 and x3. x1 dot means differentiation of x1 dot I want to find out. So what you will get? You will get minus 2 x1 plus x2. Correct? Minus 2 x1 multiplied by this x2 will be equal to x1 dot. What about x2 dot? x2 dot will be equal to what?
Minus 2.
It is very simple because it is similar to that you can say the diagonal canonical form. It will be just minus 2 x2 plus ut because input is being associated here with x2. What about x3 dot? x3 dot will be
Minus
similar.
1x3
Yes, minus x3
plus
plus ut. Very good. Okay. Now our aim is to represent this particular system or set of equation in terms of in matrix form. So what you will get? You will get x1 dot, x2 dot, x3 dot will be equal to, first we need to write down here x1, x2, x3, we will write here input matrix ut. So x1 dot is equal to minus 2 of x1. So minus 2 of x1 plus 1 of x2 plus 0 of x3 plus 0 of input. x2 dot is equal to 0 of x1 minus 2 of x2 and 0 of x3 plus 1 of input ut. x3 dot will be equal to 0 of x1, 0 of x2 minus 1 of x3 plus 1 of ut. This is your matrix A. This is well known as system matrix. Why it is known as system matrix? Because it represents about the nature or the characteristics of the system. Because by seeing the system matrix, you can say whether your system is stable or not. So this is your matrix A. Try to notice it here. Once again, roots are appeared here in diagonal. Okay. Roots देखिए -2, -2, -1. So just by seeing your system matrix, you can say whether your system is stable or not. So whether it is stable or not, so हम ऐसे ही
Yes sir, sorry, left hand.
all the roots lies in the left half of your S-plane, and the system you are saying that it is not stable. So you have followed your control system. I am also uploading parallelly control system. You can take the course from YouTube. Okay. Once again, I am going to write it separately. System matrix A. Okay. So that will look better and bigger. -2, 1, 0, 0, -2, 0, 0, 0, -1. So if you are going to partialize means this particular matrix, you are going to divide in zone wise, you will get some of them. So these are zone 4 repeated roots. There is one here and another root will be there. Rest all other elements will remain. Okay, this one will try to notice the position of this one. Later on I am going to generalize. Accordingly, you can find your output equation. What will get yt? Yt will be equal to what? x1 plus x2 plus x3. Very good. x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus 0 ut. So if you try to represent this particular output equation in your matrix form, you will get matrix of yt will be equal to 1, 1, 1 multiplied by your state vector plus 0 ut. Correct? So this is your matrix C. It will always remain 1, 1, 1 whether you are going to take any of the integral as a state values. x1. x1 आप कहीं से भी शुरू करेंगे सही है and you can remind. Correct up to here? Okay. Let us generalize this particular concept. I am going to generalize this. Okay. Suppose we are having this is like ys is equal to ys upon us is equal to what? d naught s to the power n plus d1 s to the power n minus 1 up to bn. And here in denominator some roots are repeated. Say root p1 is repeated. S plus p1. p1 is repeated thrice. Okay. S plus p4. S plus p5 and up to s plus pn. All other roots are not repeated. Okay. So first, I have taken up to n. So first order means highest power project in numerator is equal to denominator. So you need to divide it first. So after dividing, you will get d naught separate, and for the rest of masala, you are going to perform what? Partial fraction. So suppose you are getting some argument like c1 and s plus p1. p1 is repeated, so you are going to get s plus p1 thrice. c1 C1 or C2 we can say. C2. S plus P1 square plus C3 S plus P1 plus C4 S plus P2 up to Cn S plus Pn. So if I will say that represent this particular equation in your Jordan canonical form, directly from the previous experiment you can write